smoke a joint?
I smoked a lot of joints.
No, are you still smoking pot? I mean,
No, I'm not actually. I had to stop.
Why?
I was addicted to it.
Really?
Yes.
Were you addicted to it because of an addiction, or you thought you were creating better if you were stoned? Or?
Oh, I mean, this is a very long story. But actually, I mean, I've been addicted to various things since I was young.
Right.
And most heavily over the past 7 years. And I kind of, a friend gave me this term, I lily pad from substance to substance, because I get to a point where I can't go any further with one substance, so I have to move to another.
That's frightening.
Yes, it can be. But with marijuana, I actually decided to speak about this because although I do think it is the best of the drugs to choose from in terms of, when you're playing around and experimenting, I just want young kids to know that you actually can become addicted to it. And there's this sentiment that you can't, and that's actually not true, because I have been addicted to it, and it's ultimately related to anxiety coping, and it's a form of self-medication. And I was smoking up to 15 to 20 marijuana cigarettes a day with no tobacco.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and I was
sure
living
stuff
on a totally other psychedelic plane, numbing myself completely. And looking back, I do see now that some of that had to do with my hip pain. I didn't know where the pain was coming from, so I was just in a lot of pain and very depressed all the time and not really sure why. If you look up about labral tears as well as any sort of dysfunction in the bones in your body, it can cause all sorts of depression and disorientation, vertigo. So I was experiencing this all while on a world tour. Mm-hmm. So I would get high all day and then sleep it off during the afternoon because I would never be high or drunk on stage ever.
But you figured it out, obviously. You opened the hood and you fixed it.
Well, it's a battle every day. And I don't want to lie about it because, there's no reason to lie. But the truth is that it is very hard to it is very hard to be famous. It's wonderful to be famous because I have amazing fans. But it is very, very hard to go out into the world when you're not feeling happy and act like you are. Because I'm a human being too, and I break. And I think that there's an assumption, not just by, the corporate world or by humanity, that I cannot break because I am alien woman and I am unstoppable. But the truth is that I can break, and I did. And I was not very good at breaking. I lost everything that I love. I was in a wheelchair for 6 months. I did a lot of drugs and took a lot of pills, and I let it all kind of go because, I didn't know if I was going to live for the next year or two. When your schedule gets that out of control and you're not able to feel the ground anymore, you lose a sense of your own soul.